Good afternoon, everyone. So I have been asked to put together a video about how Mal De Debarquement has affected my life, and I know that I've made several videos and kind of bits and pieces, but I wanted to put together in one fell swoop, kind of in a nutshell, how this has affected me in a good and a bad way, and it's about to get real, because, yeah, you'll see. So I want to talk about my life before Mal De Debarquement. I know I've mentioned, that I was a nurse and all that, but I have 3 boys, 18, 14, and 9. I'm a wife. I'm an ER nurse. I worked out 4 to 5 days a week prior to this. I was either running, I was dancing, I was doing some type of high intensity interval training. I was doing crazy mud runs with my coworkers, just a very active person. When I wasn't working, I was doing stuff with my family. We like to take the kids to the beach a lot, or we'd go to Aquatica. We like to go kayaking into the springs. And in January, I decided to go on a cruise, my very first cruise, with some coworkers, and had the time of my life. Little did I know that that would be the last fun time that I would have in quite a while. And the cruise is wonderful, and I did actually quite well on it until the very last day. I got very, very sick, and then disembarking off the cruise, I was still very ill. I ended up bedridden for about 2 to 3 weeks following the cruise, and I was extremely dizzy and ill and thought I had vertigo, and I treated at home. Being an ER nurse, I knew what to do. I did meclizine, and I did the Epley maneuver. Actually, I did every maneuver I could find for vertigo at home, and nothing worked. I had 2 hospital stays, 1 hospital admit and an emergency room visit, brain MRI, multiple doctor's visits. Luckily, I got diagnosed quickly. Unfortunately, after that diagnosis came, that doctor that diagnosed me didn't want to see me any longer. He was an ear, nose, and throat doctor, and this is a neurological condition, and he said that's out of his jurisdiction, and I need to see a neurologist. There's not a neurologist in town that wants to touch me, because they do not know anything about Mal De Debarquement. So I managed to find another ear, nose, and throat doctor that does know about Mal De Debarquement. Basically, what he has to say is time. There's no really proven effective treatment method. He's got me on different medications to try to calm down my nervous system, my central nervous system, and my vestibular system, and I'm on different things for headaches and this and that, but I have been rejected by just about every doctor in town, and that can make you feel a little bit frustrated and hopeless, and hopeless in general, just being told there's no cure, and that eventually you could get better with time, but it could come back, and sorry about your luck, basically. And we can try this and we can try that and just give it time. Well, for someone that's not very patient, it's hard. So anyways, I wanted to talk about what Mal De Debarquement has taken from me, but I also wanted to talk about what it has given me, because it's both. And it really is about mindset as well. And I've had both, two different mindsets in this, and I'm telling you, mindset is huge. But what it's taken from me is mobility. My balance is definitely off. I walk like a drunkard. Looks like I'm, walk on a boat that is hitting 50-foot swells half the time. I walk into door frames and chairs and I fall, and there's things that make it worse. And then there's days that I don't rock, bob, and sway, and there's no rhyme or reason for it, which makes it even more frustrating. That I can't duplicate good days, and so because of that limited mobility, it's also left me homebound. And because of my triggers being very visual triggers and motion triggers, I can't be out in crowds, I can't be under lights, can't be around people. I'm also triggered by loud noises. So all of the things that we used to do together as a family, we can't do now. And so it has not only isolated me, but it has isolated my family. It's caused relational strains. My mood is very up and down as I try to process everything that I have, all the changes that are happening to my body and my mind. It causes me to be emotional, and that can be difficult to navigate with my family and friends. And I haven't been able to work, and being a very relational person, and being a nurse, and being someone that pours into other people and finds joy into serving other people, that's something that has affected me greatly. And so that's really hard. Cognition is difficult. I'm not trying to brag, but I graduated at the top of my class in nursing school, and all of a sudden I'll let my dog inside and forget and go wandering around the yard looking for her 5 minutes later, and that is incredibly humbling. I have memory issues and a constant brain fog, and I'm exhausted all the time. And I've had to accept that I cannot always be a stellar homemaker and wife and mother, and I've had to accept that there's just days when I need to sleep and I need to stay in bed, and I can't cook and I can't clean, and if I can, I have to take baby steps to do so, or else I will set myself back. And so these are all things that I'm learning, that I've learned through the last 4 months, that I'm learning to cope with. It's been a huge identity crisis for me, because I identified in what I could do for other people. I identified in what I did for a living. I identified in what I could do for my children and what I could do for my husband, and all of a sudden all of these things were ripped out from underneath me, and all of a sudden I am questioning who I am. because I didn't figure out who I was in here, along the way. And I just kind of submerged myself into what I could do, instead of looking within and who I am. And I just identified in those things instead of really what was in here. And so that has been something that I've had to process. And through all of this processing, it's been bittersweet. And along with Mal De Debarquement, in the areas of the brain that it does affect, there is a close conjunction in the areas of depression and anxiety. And I have found myself struggling very, very deeply with these things. Things that I didn't struggle with before, at least for a really long time. All of a sudden, I'm having extreme panic attacks. And scary stuff. Very dark thoughts. If I didn't have my family and my faith in God, this is real stuff, people. I have been to probably the very bottom, as broken as you can get in the past 4 months, and I have thought of ending it. Just the thought of living the rest of my life like this has brought me to a point of complete hopelessness. And I didn't stay in that place for very long, thank God. But that is what Mal De Debarquement can do to your mind. You can be so strong, and find yourself in the fight for your life. Literally, the fight for your life. Felt like I've been going crazy a couple of times. Doubting my sanity when I am probably one of the most rock steady people that there are. Struggle with a lot of insomnia due to just the constant physical sensations of movement within my body, and the external movement, and everything that's going on within my brain that I don't even completely understand. I've lost sleep. There has been so much that I've lost, but now let me talk about what I've been given through this. I spent a lot of years running from things that happened in my childhood. I stayed busy for a reason, because I didn't want to face those things. I didn't feel like I had the strength to heal from those or want to deal with those things, and I've had no choice to face those things, sitting here day after day alone for 4 months. And there has been so much inner healing and things that I have been running from for years that I'm finally healing from. I am in the process of writing a book that I've been wanting to write for years. I have found an inner strength within myself that I didn't know that I had, and I know that I'm a strong girl because I have been through a lot. But the depth of the strength and resiliency within myself is astounding. And that is something that I don't think I would have come to the sorry, I'm word finding, come to the realization of that without this. There's been just so many incredible opportunities, time to sow into my children that I didn't have time for before, that I am so thankful for this time that I've been given to really just spend valuable time with them. And I've realized that it's not the things that I can give them or the places that I take them, it's the time that I give them. And I'm learning to get creative with the time that I have here, because this is what we have. We have a pool, we have a dartboard, we have board games, we have things that we can do here together, and that's what really matters, is time together. It's not where I can take them or the money that I can spend on them. It is truly the investment of my emotions. It's the investment of my time. And it's showing them, these boys, that they have a mom who is resilient, that they have a mom that despite her circumstances that she's in, can still choose joy, that can still rise above her circumstances and find hope. I have taken the mindset of, this is not my forever. And if this is my forever, I am going to do my darndest to make the best of this. And I am finding my joy. And I may have hard days, but I'm not submitting to, I'm not going to lay down and take it. I'm not going to lay down and let this syndrome define me. It's only going to make me stronger. And it's really helping me look deep within myself and discover really who I am in here, and not what I can give to other people or do for other people, but truly who this girl is here and here. And it's really quite amazing. So that is my journey. That's this crazy boat ride that I'm on right now, that I certainly hope that I can get off of one day. But in the meantime, I'm going to make it my party boat, and I'm just going to trust and have faith and find joy. And thank you for listening, and I hope this touches your heart, and that whatever circumstances that you are facing, just know that it's okay. It's okay to have those moments, but don't get stuck in them. But in your weakness is where you discover your strength. So don't ever feel that that doubting or being weak is necessarily a bad thing. It's part of the process of finding yourself and finding your strength. So hang in there, fellow warriors. God bless you guys.